Hey everybody, just want to do a quick review on some of the things in the game. For everybody who's joining us, everybody who has not joined us, come on over to North American Union server. This is where a lot of the Hellstorm guys are going to be playing. And if anybody else wants to come join us in our guild chance, just search as soon as you're level 30 and you can join guilds. If you join another server already because it's come out or whatever, it's only a couple days in, come on over and join us on North American Union. You'll definitely not regret the decision to come over. First thing I want to go over, just a little bit of announcement to people who have come over, the people that are planning to. Make sure that you do the guild attendance every single day so we can get the rewards. And you actually have to claim your rewards. You can't just, it's not like an automatic thing. You do the attendance check and then you claim your rewards or whatever is up available. Join as soon as, or apply as soon as you're level 30 and message me on Discord. I'll make sure, I'll be checking this regularly, but I'll make sure that you're able to come in. I'm going to assign some capable junior masters that are a little bit more active to make sure that nobody gets missed and we get as much XP as possible. The other thing is we need to decide as a guild when we're going to be holding our guild banquets. Guild banquets basically give you a ton of experience and all you do is sit in there, so we can have like a day or a time of day where I'll just kind of be AFK, or we'll help each other out, ask questions, share information, so on, things like that. We do the guild banquet, and at the same time we'll all get like 10 million experience or something like that. So we'll do that in the future. Chance is the original guild name of my my very first guild ever. Barzark on Broa, Pirate on Broa, long time ago, much before Big Bang. Right when Pirates came out, actually, Barzark was the first character. The first time I used the Barzark name anyway was way back then in my days of Maplestory on the Broa server. And Chance was the first guild that I ever made, and it was with the dice emblem. So now that I'm back in the Maple world, even though it's mobile, I'm pretty psyched to have it back. So that's cool. Anyway, important things to note about the game. These are going to be the most important things. First, shop. Everything you need. Done. Easy. No problem. Cash shop. Don't get ripped off. These prices are outrageous. There's going to be a market for the random mount thing because there's going to be a lot of GACA element to this and ones that you can't get anywhere else. Most everything else is nonsense. The gear treasure pulling system is absolute trash. Do not invest in this at all. There is ways completely around it, though it is somewhat expensive miso wise and stone wise, because getting the stones are quite hard to upgrade. Generally speaking, it's better to let the suckers pull and then to buy it cheap for misos off the market. Instead, because we do have the free market system. These prices are outrageous for the amount of crystals that you get. These expendable things I think are reasonably well priced. Some of them, not all of them. The pet stuff, I think the pet stuff is definitely overpriced considering how important they've seemed to make pets in the game. Pets not only cast potions and stuff for you, but they loot your gear and they can cast buffs on you. Only 2, which is convenient because I think every class is probably going to have 6. And there's only 4 slots on your buff slot thing. Anyway, we can talk about complaining and things like that later, but pets definitely have good use. Now, when you're looking at mounts, make sure that you check to see if it's an air or ground, because that's going to be important. Also, the percentage for the speed is reflected in the price. Like for a ground mount, the panda mount and the chicken mount, they have 30% increase. So if you're going to get anything, just spend the extra and get that one compared to like one of these 10% chunky ones or even the 20% chunky ones. Gearing up your character and their outfit and all that, compared to other like original Maplestory, this may or may not be fairly priced. I have to do a comparison. It seems expensive to me because you'll definitely spend between 400 to 600 just on the gear portion, and then that's not counting your cosmetics, like if you're doing like eye color, hair, stuff like that, earrings. I think decoration is accessories as well. Yeah, so that's there. So I wouldn't be surprised if you could spend like 1,000 or 11 or 12 or so crystals just on that, and with the face, like everything. Like, you know, this would be kind of cool to have. I like that. Maybe I'll buy it right now. Maybe not right now, but I want it. Handprint. That kind of fits me a little bit. And the eye, I believe this is, oh no, this is actually eye accessories. So if you want eye accessories as well, this must be in hair and face where you have the eye color. plastic surgery, yeah, lenses, so 40 for that. So and you could easily spend a ton on this because there's royal these royal ones. This is like a GACA system where it's random. You could get the one that you want. Let's say you want the honestly, I don't like any of these. Let's go with just clear face because the eyes are a little bit more sparkly. If you want that, like you could be rolling all day for it at 150 a pop. That is an outrageous amount for a random price. I don't care if they want to call it royal, like it's more amazing to have it. What they're definitely going to do is add tons more to these in the future. So there's way more options to get and just gouge people like hard on cosmetic stuff. The normal one, these prices are, again, I think this is a little excessive, seeing as how it's like 120 bucks. Those are Canadian prices. For American, I'm sure it's like 90 for whatever. But for the comparable package from like Fantasy War Tactics, for example, I think these prices are pretty heavy for just a cosmetic look. But anyway, that's just my opinion, especially compared to the original Maplestory. I think that these are excessive prices for what it is, because we're dealing on $100 here, not on like a $25 card that you would buy from the department store or whatever, or Target or something like that. And then that 25,000 NX or whatever would get you like 2 or 3 outfits or a bunch of stuff like that. I think this is a little bit more expensive. And the hairs, well, the royal hair is $250, and I did do one of these pulls. I got the crown hair on my archer, which is pretty damn lucky, because that's the one that I wanted. I thought the other ones were kind of lousy. Silver rain hair would have been okay, but I wanted the crown hair, and I got on my first try, which is lucky. I decided just to try it out, and the more I think about it, I'm glad I got it on the first try, but I still feel 250 is a huge gouge, especially when I might be changing the color and other stuff like that, whatever. But just to get your look right, it might cost you like 40-50 bucks. Or if you're unlucky, who knows how much it could cost you if you just, and that's just your look, let alone what you're going to need for the gameplay. And what you're going to need for the gameplay is all right here. Cubes and shield scrolls and shielding ward scrolls. These are going to be somewhat unavoidable. I don't think the potentials are particularly good right now. We might have better ones later, but I don't think they're particularly good right now. So I don't even think that these are all that useful at this time, but I wouldn't be surprised if that changed dramatically much later if their sales tank for these things. I think they might make the potentials have way better values. I think they're extremely minor values right now, but I am a little bit ignorant. I'm only level 102. I haven't been playing forever. I've been playing for about a week. Now the shield scrolls and the shielding ward scrolls, I believe this is the only way to get them from the market here. And these are, again, I think these are excessively priced. And you'll see what I mean when I go and show you my spear in the enhancement section of this binder review for the announcements and so on like that. But these are excessively priced, in my opinion, because they're going to be 100% required if you want to be on the tip-top levels of overpowered. These are all just buff things. They'll give you things like experience or accuracy or attack. This is an experience one. What's this one? Magic damage increase. They'll can be mixed. There'll be accuracy ones, miso evolution rate for that one, drop rate increase for that one. Speed, even speed. You know, the speed one might actually be somewhat worth it, depending. Jump, I doubt it. But those can definitely enhance your game experience in terms of how competitive you're going to be in certain aspects of the gameplay. These are just nothings. If you want them, take them, but it's purely cosmetic. Scissors of Karma, I think this is actually very well priced. I'm amazed it's not more, because this is awesome. The only thing I don't, that I feel a little bit skeptical on, there is a higher rank than legendary for gear. You need 2 legendary pieces at max level to fuse together to make it, so it is outrageously expensive to make. I doubt you would ever trade it, if ever. But if they make a new spear class, for example, and I have it on this character, then I might want to do the new awesome character. I don't want to have to make another one on that character. And I've got this amazing one already. It'd be cool to just transfer it over. But I'm sure they'll make a mythic level Scissors of Karma that costs like 1,000 crystals or some crazy insane amount later, because Nexon seems to have no understanding of what a dollar is. But I think that most of these, like the message speakers or whatever, they're, again, these 3 messages, or 4, sorry, they should all be the same price. They all do the exact same thing. The picture appears in the corner for like a second. Anyway, I'll go over my complaints about the way that they price things another time. The only real issues I have with this so far are the amount of crystals that you get for the money, how much everything costs cosmetically, and really, really how much everything costs from this point of view with the equipment. So my spear is star level 18. Now there's certain things you cannot get unless you have a high star level. Like you can't get into certain maps, for example, to train on. The best maps in the game, in fact, to grind on. If I want to enhance this up to 19, at 18, I'm done to a 10% success rate. I don't know how to get the Lucky Day scrolls. I don't know if that's a free thing you can get or if it's going to be a pay thing in the future. It's just not out yet. I'm not sure yet. I haven't got to that point. I'm only level 102 or whatever. But you can see the decline prevention and the destruction prevention is what these scrolls do. So you use one of each, and that's going to give me a 90% chance to maintain it at level 18 and a 10% success rate. So if we just go straight on averages there, then I would need 10 to get up to 19, and you get 3 in a pack for, if you got a pack of each, I think that's like 600 or 700 crystals, somewhere around that range. So $100 or $120 or whatever wouldn't even be enough for me to get from 18 to 19. And to be perfectly clear here, if you're unaware so far, this can go up to level 25, and the mythic can go up to level 30, I believe, because everything always goes up 5 stars every time you rank it up. So that's just one more of these stars. So let's say it's 100 for this star, and 100 for the next one, and 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 then 5 more. That's like, if I'm being optimistic, going to cost me $1,200 or $1,300 to max it out, because there's no way I'm going to try and enhance it at this point, with risk of breaking or deranking it. It's just, it costs too much for me to get it up. Not to mention, if you notice the price of the mesos, for me to take an attempt at the 10% right now, it costs 4.5 million mesos, which is my main complaint with these packages. The packages, the ones that have mesos in them, this one I got because I thought it was okay. It was reasonably priced. So was the launch package and the this package. They were super cheapy packages, and this mount I think was worth it. 28% land vehicle. That's good compared to what it costs for the 30%. I thought that was a really good value. Also, these pets are ones that have the set effect on them, so they were good as well. And it comes for the time. I'm not going to use this coupon, unfortunately, but take what I can get. But yeah, so like the 20 million mesos that comes in this package, for example, you can get this monthly package. This is so small an amount of money when you consider the price it's going to cost you for the higher rank chance increases. This meso package, this is the same as the crystal package. Why would I get this? I just don't see why I would get this. To get 6,900,000 mesos for $40. To give you a comparison, there are meso selling sites because there isn't open free world. So there's people hacking the game, selling the currency to distributors that then sell back to players. That is going to be a better influence on what the value of things are, just by virtue of the fact that it exists. So because there are sites that are going to be selling the currency is relative to how fast hackers can generate it and then sell it to people willing to buy it. And that's going to be what settles our economy over time. Now, with the launch of all the new servers, I'm sure all the new servers are jacking up the prices right now, so there's probably a bit of an inflation right now. But it's gonna be like 100 million or whatever. Like you usually see like whisper messages all day. I'm wondering why I'm not getting you right now. But there's usually spamming things from megaphones all day about selling $11 or $10 or $9 or whatever for 100 million or 10 million. I don't know what, something outrageous, some outrageous amount for some tiny amount of W. You see the advertisements literally all day. If you've avoided seeing them so far, that's impressive. But it's generally really small. They're offering it for almost nothing. Now, you can probably get banned for that, but the truth is, in an open market economy where you can trade things, that is going to be part of the price of doing business, with having the convenience for the players. And it's not as if it ruins the game either. I do not believe that it ruins games to have gold sellers or things like that. I think they provide a service that's pretty valuable. If you are somebody who's going to be a paying player or something like that, especially, I think their service is actually quite valuable because it makes the prices or the acquisition for how much you would, as a paying player, be paying Nexon to get these things more realistic. Because Nexon's decided 20 million misos is a ton of misos. But they've also simultaneously decided that I need to spend 4.5 million misos for a 10% chance to get my weapon from 18 to 19, and then another like 200 crystals or whatever to protect it for a single chance at that 10% chance rate on my weapon. Like they're I feel like they took what they would reasonably think would be possible for a player to do in a regular game design, and they just multiplied it by 100. That's what it feels like to me with some of their things for the pricing. So I think that the gold sellers, especially in this type of scenario, are actually going to be doing us a good service for how they're going to be changing the economy. If you get good, valuable things, you can sell it on the market. Somebody who's buying is going to buy it, and then you just get those misos, and you can get them fairly without having to go through a gold seller, risk yourself from getting banned or things like that. But they are going to be affecting the market for sure. Like if we go to the free market right now, trade station, sorry. If I look up, I think magicians have expensive weapons. I wonder if there's any legendary ones for sale. 650 million for this. This is 25. Yeah, it's level 25 though, so that's actually pretty damn worth it. If it's at level 25, you can get a second one at level 25. You can make it into a mythic weapon, and you'd be set already. Seeing as how there's no level on weapons for max. What is the stat on this one as well? Crit damage. Not even a bad thing to have. What's this? Level what? Oh, but 14 star rank. So this is pretty nice. 185 million for this. Again, like if you get these things, yeah, people with that are buying online are going to be buying that stuff from hackers. Yada yada. Like they're buying it from the websites, but they're getting it from hackers for sure, or they're hacking it themselves. That's just the reality of the game. No sense glossing it over. But the reality is that they're there, and that is going to be going into our economy. So they're going to be basically mitigating Nexon trying to gouge and rob us. So I think I'm a little bit split. I think that everything being more reasonably priced in terms of how much you could personally farm and all that would be kind of good too. But I know the reality is that Nexon's going to make the rates to pull legendaries from their crystal pulling atrocious. Like maybe one legendary every 110 or 11 pulls or whatever you'll get. Because they're promising one unique if you pull the 11 pull, not even a legendary. So, and there's a higher level than legendary too. So it's like, like you can't even throw all the money in the world at the game to get what you want in the first place. So it's a pretty outrageous system. If you've been playing around with the enhancement as well in the Forge, I don't have really any powders or anything right now, but let's look at, do I have any powders here? I do not have any powders on this account right now because I've used them all. But let's say I take this and I want to put these two powders. What is it? 20,000, or is it 10,000 each? Let's go one. Hit. For every individual powder, I have to pay 10,000 misos. And 19.58, 18. So for 0.7% of a single level, and I'm only 14 out of 25 on my weapon, 0.7% for the current level. It's probably going to go up later. I got to pay 10,000 each. Again, where are they getting these prices based off of the amount that you're able to farm and such like that? Like, if it wasn't for miso sellers, I do not see like let's say I was able to buy all these misos from Nexon in some way, shape, or form. It would cost me literally hundreds of thousands of dollars to just, if I just wanted to, let's say I wanted to buy it and max it right today, it would literally cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, I know they do this deliberately to, well, people would defending it would probably say to slow down the progression of the game and yada yada yada, but let's be clear here. This is an attempt to gouge the crap out of people who are at the beginning of the game unknowing about these types of things in the game. So that's why I'm making the video in the first place, because I kind of want to do this a little bit of a warning, and I kind of want to do a shout out to the guildies and all that and make sure everything's good. Everybody, game wise, I'm using BlueStacks 3. I have this for my key bindings right now. You can set the keys to whatever you want with BlueStacks 3, just using the different functions. Jump is default X, and the arrow keys are default movement if you are using a keyboard. BlueStacks and Maplestory are programmed in a way that it just does it for you. I don't know why it's there, it just is there. But that's what I'm using right now. Questing in this game gives you a lot, but when you get up into the 90s, it's really not enough to level up. So you're gonna need to party up, get a priest with you in your group, and do the star dungeons. The daily dungeons are good experience. The elite dungeons are good experience. The daily dungeons are really fast, good experience, which is nice. Elite dungeons are a little bit more annoying because they take longer. Mini dungeons basically never ever do these. They're useless. You're better off just going to the Star Force field, which you have to level up your equipment to get your Star Force. So like my 18 star spear gives me Star Force, then another 13 on my other gear has given me Star Force of 106. So I can do all of these maps. If I get 4 more Star Force, which I'm definitely going to try for, I can go to the strongest map already. And now I'm not in this level range, but it would be nice. Now you get punished for being too far away from the level that you're going to as well, I believe. I don't think it's a flat amount. I think that if it's like a 17 level difference or something like that, plus or minus, it's almost nothing. I remember reading that in a tip, but I also remember going to the Battlefield of Water and Darkness, which was the highest before the patch the other day, when I was much farther away from 115 than I was at like level 80 or something, and I was still getting experience. So I don't know how true it is. It just is something that they had said. But this is going to be the place where you're going to do lots of your training. Generally speaking, I would not waste a lot of money enhancing your weapon until you have a legendary weapon. Use your stuff to get your epic weapon up into a unique. A unique, I think, would be a decent weapon to use. Epic weapons, I don't think that they're worth the investment. I do not know if you take the thing and rank up the star rank, if it stays when you change it from an epic to unique. It could, but I just don't know enough about the game yet. So do a little bit of testing at your own peril if it doesn't work, or amazing. Why can I not click this? There we go. Or yeah, it either works for you or it doesn't. That's all I'm saying. What else am I needing to go over right now? This is like my 3rd or 4th time recording this. My son kept rushing into the room and interrupting me. So it's pretty annoying that I've forgotten exactly how many times I've done things and where I actually am. For the fever buff, I'm just going to set this off. Okay, come on, open it. I'll have to wait for that to go out. This gives you more speed, attack, jump, higher jump, and things like that. I'll go over all the effects as soon as it's down to 0 again. I can open up the menu again. You can set your pet to autocast, so I don't recommend it just because it's annoying. Alright. Here's the really annoying part. A lot of these can be purchased with Misos. Some of them, as soon as you rank them with level 2, it wants crystals for, which is bullshit. Absolute bullshit for something that only going to last 30 seconds anyway. Now, I imagine everybody at some point is going to max all of them. But I'm just appalled that they would mix in, because I believe at like level 1, all of them are Misos. So you'll do one where this one is like, let's say the speed is all Miso. So you go click, 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 then you go over to the attack, and they're thinking you're going to go click, 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 click again. And then you do the first click, and then it changes to crystals, and you keep clicking and waste a bunch of crystals. It looks shady as heck to me. They should all be Misos anyway, because there isn't really a free-to-play way to get crystals at this point in time either. So I think that's really, really stupid and unfair of them to have done in the first place. There's a lot of events and stuff like that going on right now. One such event is the what's it called? Maple Leaf events. Try to get the 350 every day. Definitely try to get the all clear. If you just get up to the silver pouch, like by the time you're gonna want this 2 million. 2 million Misos. It's for free. It's a couple million. It's going to be good for injecting more money into the economy. That's not, the gold sellers are definitely going to be getting everybody by the balls with this one, because these amounts of Misos are really pretty lousy. I know it says up to 750, but good luck to get over 100,000. It's pretty ridiculous. Also, the reach level event. If this is not working for you, remake your character. Unfortunately, some people made characters and it didn't apply. You're going to have to remake your character to get this. This gives you a bunch of free stuff that's actually really good. A lot of value here for the things that you're getting. And you get this Red Draco amount, which is not as good as the one that comes in the other package, but it is some eye candy. This used to be, back when I played, you only got this map for getting to level 200, when level 200 was like 1.7 or 2.1 billion or something like that experience just from level 199 to 200. And being 200 was like insane. Yeah, so look, even this just leveling up gives you a bunch, and some shield scrolls and stuff. That's pretty nice that they're putting these in these packages. But yeah, like the things that they're giving you in these are pretty cool stuff. Ooh, what does this do? Snake soup. Tell me what it does. I can't tell what it does. Oh well. Red cube, 3 red cubes and a black cube, some respawn tokens. Like, this is all good stuff. 30% XP increases. A lot of this is time limited, unfortunately. Chairs got to be permanent for sure. Yeah, nice little chair for you. Chairs were always a big thing in Old Maplestory. People would just sit around in their chairs showing off they had more snake soup, whatever the hell that does. I love how I can click on some things, but not all of them. But yeah, this is all generally useful stuff. The occult cubes are not useful. It costs so many of them to change anything, and it's only good on crappy stuff. Oh, royal stuff. I wish I knew that this was here. I would have just waited. Like, I'm definitely not going to use this royal coupon on my character that I just used. Storage expansions, those are not, like, see, this is a lot of useful stuff. A lot of useful stuff. So don't miss out on all the free stuff. Look, this even gives you wow, that's pretty cool. Increases something to the star force 7 right away for you. That's not too expensive to do, but anything you can get, take it. It's free stuff. You can go for it. A lot of potions and stuff too. You're probably going to be selling a lot of the potions realistically, because rest rewards, event rewards, monthly attendance, achievement, daily reach level achievements. These things are all things you got to keep your eye on. And then there's this stuff, the daily missions, extra time things. One thing you need to know, you can only have stored up 360 minutes, I believe, of time, and you get 120 minutes every single day. So if I click on the auto thing here, it's reset, so I can use this. Oh, I can't use it because my time's too high right now. I got to do something so I can get my free 2-hour charge. I got to get this down to the point where I can actually use the free 2-hour charge, because it can't go more than 360, as you can see at the top. But you get this resets every day at midnight. So you're going to want to have that stuff going on. So I guess that would be a use for some auto battling. Just do it as often as possible to keep that number down, because you don't want to get too hard. You don't want to be missing out on free resources. That's for sure. All right, what else do we have? The daily PC. This is for linking to the Maplestory, like online Maplestory that links the actual game on PC. I'm not going to register my PC. I already have one that if I can remember the password for, I can sign up for it. I do not know what this currency gets. I heard it's just a little extra misos, and if the miso values that you're getting from Nexon are for every other type of game mode and package and whatever, or any indication of what it's going to be like in the future, this is not even worth the time for me to remember my old password. So I'm just not going to bother with it. I might be willing to invest in 100 crystals if it would just take this notification away so it didn't bug me. The weekly missions, these are all generally good to do. You should do your dungeons and all that every single day. Get yourself on the rankings for the next pyramid. The next pyramid has a bunch of stuff to get in the shop, which is pretty good. You could auto-complete these for actually reasonable prices. If I think about saving the time, but I want the reward, so if I have a day to binge, I can collect all these envelopes. This gives you you get 3 a day entries for all these things, or whatever it says. So that can you get 2 a day, but it's in the 2 different times. And I missed a day hard. It's at like midnight and like 3 or 4 o'clock for me at my time, or whatever it is. But you get these again, like the amount of currency that they give out for what seems like a lot of work is really terrible for what you can get with those currencies. But clearing these, some of them you can just clear with, like I can clear these things. I'm not going to be playing on this character today. I want this. I'm going to clear this stuff with, what is this one? I'm not going to get any more rare items today. I'll take those. I don't give crap for that stuff. Clear daily dungeons. I'm going to do the daily dungeons, so I'm not going to instant clear that. Because I can do it in like a few minutes. Maybe I'll do one just real quick, so you can see the experience that you get. But keep an eye on this stuff, free things. Now these are going to vary greatly the amount of XP you get for doing this based on your level. And I'm telling you right now, if I did every single one of these, all these added together is like not even 10% of my level. So don't go out of your way for it, but if it's on the quest path, then go for it. Make sure you're keeping an eye on what's they'll come up on the side here, just where it's like the reach explorer thing. It'll be a different one for the units and all that. Return scrolls are somewhat expensive. They're like 10,000 a piece, but they're extremely useful. I would not be auto traveling with stones as much as you can, especially with the first character. Try to learn the map so you know where things are, when it's going to be a good investment for future characters to use warp stone and not, because you're going to get gouged if you run into these into the future. As for your skills and things like that, generally speaking, I think it's best to use your skill points on your passives and your buffs first, depending on what it is. So I'm going for advanced weapon mastery first. I'll probably go for knockback resistance second, because hitting knockback in the battle is really annoying. Beholder attack. The Beholder doesn't attack fast enough, in my opinion. I don't like the Beholder stuff for the Dark Knight. This sacrifice thing lets me sacrifice it to reset the buff on my strongest skill, Gungnir's Descent. This is a very strong skill, and it hits quite a lot of times. Doesn't look like it right now, but it is quite powerful compared to my other attack. This is the next strongest attack that I have, and even at level 1, way better than all the other skills that you have. This Magic Crash one, I don't even know if it works on a lot of bosses, but it's probably going to be the last thing I upgrade. It's cool that they can't reapply it, but I don't know. Again, any trash mobs that use it are not worth using it on, when I can just kill them. And any big mobs, like big bosses or whatever, are probably going to have an immunity to something like that, which is silly. And then like the medium-sized bosses and whatever, they're going to be probably still too weak for me to care. This is one of those skills where I just don't think it's going to have a lot of value. But I'm definitely going to get my skills leveled up last, especially because these percent increase modifiers are really low, like less than 2% for these. they can wait. Having something like my total attack and player attack going up is much more influential, I think, in terms of my total damage that's going to be done. And knockback resistance is great because you can keep spamming your skills. When you get hit, it doesn't move you or stop your actions and things like that. Anyway, but generally, buffs, passive buff, active is generally the order that I go in when I'm leveling things. That's what I did for every other character, and that's just kind of it. But anyway, that's how I'm going to be leaving this one for now. I'm going to be doing another video just for the guildies, talking about some minor things. Yeah, if you have any questions, put them in the comments down below, and maybe I'll address it in another video for people who are interested in coming into the game. And again, I'm a North America Union if you're interested in joining me, and we've got a good collection of people from the Fantasy War Tactics community who have come over to join us. So come on over.